Hey guys, let's get more news about Warriors, but first, don't forget to subscribe and leave your like. Warriors I 9-time NBA All-Star amid Klay Thompson drama, report. The Golden State Warriors are interested in 9-time NBA All-Star swingman Paul George amid the Klay Thompson drama. But pulling it off will be complicated, according to NBA insider Mark Stein. I'm pretty sure that the Warriors are as interested in George as the Knicks, maybe more. Can Golden State assemble the likely multi-team trade that would be needed to win the PG-13 sweepstakes? Stay tuned. The Warriors, as usual, are aggressively exploring trade options, with the Chris Paul contract situation we've been writing about for a month at the center of those efforts, Stein wrote in his Substack newsletter on June 24. George and the Clippers are at a standstill, with only less than a week before free agency. The sticking point in the negotiation is the Clippers' reluctance to offer George more than Kawhi Leonard's 3-year, $152.4 million extension he signed in January. There is a growing feeling league-wide that the 34-year-old picking up his $48.8 million player option for next season to force the Clippers to trade him is an increasingly realistic scenario after months of fruitless contract extension negotiations between the parties, Stein wrote. While Paul is being linked to the two Los Angeles teams, it is unlikely the Clippers would take Paul for $30 million in a potential George trade if they can have him at a discounted rate if the Warriors waive him. Aside from Paul, Andrew Wiggins' $26 million salary is their other ballast in a potential George trade. They also have 2 available first-round picks to include in a major trade such as this. Warriors general manager Mike Dunleavy Jr. said a lot of conversations are going on heading into the NBA draft and free agency but tempered fans' expectations. I don't want to get ahead of it and just say there's going to be some big move we are going to do, Dunleavy said during his pre-NBA draft presser, per The Athletic's Anthony Slater. Could be. If it's there, great. But it's not something that must happen. Dunleavy does not believe that a star trade is the best way to improve their play and finish. I'm of the belief internal development is the best way to improve. I think our younger players have a really big chance to grow and get better. Brandon Podziemski, Jonathan Kuminga, Tracy Jackson-Davis, and Moses Moody. Even the guys we've had here for a while, they can get better. That's got to be the main thing, Dunleavy said. 5-time NBA All-Star Klay Thompson appears ready to move on. Slater reported on June 22 that the Warriors that Thompson has no offer on the table from the Warriors as they are betting on him receiving only short-term deals in the open market which will lead him back to them. However, Slater warned that Thompson would leave regardless of the Warriors' offer. Even if the Warriors eventually approached Thompson with a competitive offer, matching or exceeding the money and years, it has become increasingly conceivable, according to league sources, that Thompson will decide to leave regardless, searching for a fresh start in a different environment, detached from some of the built-up friction of the previous couple seasons, Slater wrote on June 22. For Klay Thompson replacements Warriors can look into if he walks. Klay Thompson could be on his way out of the Bay Area in the next few weeks, and the Golden State Warriors may be in the market for a replacement. The Warriors and their longtime shooting guard are at an impasse in contract negotiations, and the franchise may have to make other plans. Unless it makes a drastic move, Golden State won't have a ton of money to work with under the salary cap, so options may be limited. Hezonja is a former top 5 pick, after the Orlando Magic selected him at number 5 during the 2015 NBA draft. He never made a significant impact in the NBA, and after playing for the Portland Trail Blazers during the 2019-20 season, he left to return to Europe. Hezonja has spent the last 2 seasons with Real Madrid, winning the EuroLeague in 2023 and was runner-up in 2024. During the 2023-24 season, Hezonja shot 43.1% from three-point range, 92.1% from the free throw line, and averaged 13.5 points and 4.6 rebounds per game. This one will be completely dependent on what happens in the free agent market, but it could be a pretty solid match. Hield is coming off a down season and could reignite his career playing with the Warriors for less money. A short-term deal on the mid-level exception might be just what he needs. If the Warriors lose Thompson and Chris Paul and make some other maneuvers, they could be able to work out a deal for someone like Hield. He's a prolific three-point shooter, and in 32 games with the Philadelphia 76ers down the stretch, he hit 38.9% of his shots on 6.6 attempts per game. He would fit right in playing off of Stephen Curry. Beasley made himself some money this season, as he bet on having a big season by signing a one-year, $2.7 million contract. The 27-year-old wound up starting 77 games of the 79 he played in, averaging 11.3 points and 3.7 rebounds in 29.6 minutes per game. He also hit 41.3% from three-point range on 6.9 attempts per game. Beasley is another mid-level exception candidate if the Warriors can open enough cap space for him. He'd fit really well in Steve Kerr's system. Rising NBA East squad the favorites to pluck Klay Thompson from Warriors. The Golden State Warriors continue to be in danger of losing Klay Thompson in the coming weeks when NBA free agency commences on June 30, 2024. If you are predicting Thompson's future based on the Vegas odds, the star may soon be wearing a different uniform when the 2024-25 season begins. Bookies.com's Adam Thompson has the Orlando Magic as the favorites to land Thompson at plus 325 in his future team odds. This equates to an implied probability of 23.5% for Orlando to land the former All-Star. Golden State is behind both the Magic and Philadelphia 76ers in the odds to retain Thompson. The Sixers are listed at plus 400, followed by the Warriors at plus 450. Golden State's implied probability to re-sign Thompson sits at 18.2%. Rumors persist that the Orlando Magic have an interest in adding the veteran Thompson to a squad full of up-and-comers, Thompson detailed in a June 18 story titled, Klay Thompson Next Team Odds, Warriors Great Leaving Golden State? Those same rumors add that the interest is mutual. Orlando is one of just two playoff teams with cap room to spend this offseason. The Philadelphia 76ers are the other, with a sense of urgency that is higher. The Sixers crave a championship while NBA MVP Joel Embiid is still in town, Thompson continued. They have roughly $55 million in projected cap space for the next offseason and a lot of holes to fill. Tyrese Maxey is entrenched at point guard and a budding superstar himself. If Thompson is going to leave the Pacific time zone, the Sixers will keep Thompson as a title contender. The Magic are one of the few NBA teams with cap space to utilize this offseason. Spotrac projects Orlando has more than $39 million in cap space this summer, a number that could grow larger with certain roster moves. It remains to be seen whether the Magic are interested in giving a large portion of this money to Thompson. The fit is obvious as Thompson would provide Orlando with three things missing from their current roster: shooting, championship experience, and a veteran presence in the locker room. Yet, there have been conflicting reports on the Magic's interest level in signing Thompson. Yahoo Sports NBA insider Jake Fisher expressed skepticism that Orlando is willing to give Thompson the lucrative contract the guard seeks. The Athletic's Anthony Slater reported that there has been no traction with the Magic and Thompson, despite initial interest. There has been no traction between Thompson and the Orlando Magic, according to league sources, despite some initial mutual interest, Slater explained in a June 22, 2024 story, negotiations between Klay Thompson, Warriors frozen as free agency looms, sources. There is expected to be interest from other cap space teams and some longer-term offers on the table in a market that can always move in unpredictable directions, Slater added. It's always possible Thompson's best offers may end up smaller in money and shorter in years than many predicted or expected, leading some to presume that'll lead back to an inevitable reunion with the Warriors at a rate both sides are comfortable. Thompson just completed a 5-year, $189 million contract with the Warriors. It would be surprising if Thompson lands a similar deal in NBA free agency, but the Warriors could find it challenging if a suitor emerges willing to give the star a competitive offer. And you, fan? What do you think of the situation of Klay Thompson? Leave your opinion in the comments.